This is not a normal home solo Bitcoin miner. More recently, it's had a new feature added to it, and you can now run your own Bitcoin node. What is going on, crypto miners, and welcome back to the channel. Let's say hello to our crypto gnome here. So today we're going to take a closer look at the Braiins BMM-101 home mini Bitcoin miner. And we actually did a limited run over here with the team over at Braiins for an edition that we labeled the Hobby Hash Miners not too long ago. But what's interesting and different today is this is not only a home solo Bitcoin miner, but we found out you can run a solo Bitcoin node on one. So you guys are not seeing double. We have two BMM-101 home solo Bitcoin miners. Thanks to the team over at Braiins for sponsoring today's video. And we're actually giving one entirely away in this video to anywhere in the world. And I'll throw in this bonus 3D printed Bitcoin duck. So let's slide that out of the way. And today we're going to go ahead, thanks Mr. Ducky for hanging out, and take a closer look. We're going to unbox and set up the BMM-101. We're going to talk about the new feature they've added with adding a solo node to the actual BMM-101, which I think is awesome to have a miner and a solo node built in. And if you stay to the very end, I have a bonus for you guys. So let's get this opened up. All right, so let's get our miner opened up. This does have some plastic on the outside to protect the entire box, which is nice and appreciated. So we'll get that taken off here. And the box actually has this sleeve on it that you guys can see. So we're just actually going to slide off the sleeve. Come on. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. It's got like easy solo mining, Bitcoin price ticker, time and block height, Stratum V2 ready. Nothing on this side. And then at the back, it has the QR code with the setup, if you guys were curious. All right, so here we have it. Let's get this opened up. Man, the power cable just came jumping out of this thing. So it does come with the power cable, which is nice and convenient. We do also have a little thank you card, and they give you these little rubber feet for the bottom, especially if you're putting it on anything wooden. Connecting miner, power and Wi-Fi adapter, Braiins OS, and you are mining. That's cool. It even has another QR code on the back there. We're going to put the feet aside for just a quick second. We do have the rest of our power cable. There we go. Got to pull it out of there. So our entire power adapter, nice and simple, typical like laptop power adapter here. Here is the end of that, if you guys were curious on what you were looking at. And here's what everyone really cares about. The BMM-101 home solo Bitcoin miner. And we'll go ahead and give you guys the satisfaction of peeling off the plastic there. So we do have a fan on this side as well as on the sides here. So we do have a nice intake system on each of the sides, and then an exhaust system as well. Nice thing is this is super, super quiet. I showed you guys the one over off to my left here in the beginning, the Hobby Hash miner. I don't even hear it, and I'm in meetings all day and do recordings. So something you could easily put on your desk as a nice talking piece. And the nice thing is there's a lot of really cool features on the front of this. We can do things like Bitcoin's price. You put your hash rate on here, and there's a whole bunch of other screens that we can go over in a few minutes. Nothing on the bottom. We will go ahead and put the feet on as well. And on the back side, we have power, SD card slot we won't need. There is an IP report if you need that. And there is an Ethernet port as well as our status lights. So what do we got to do? Well, let's get this plugged in. All right, so we have the miner plugged in and with no Ethernet connected or anything. And you guys can see right here on the screen, it's recommending you can take your cell phone or laptop or computer with wireless capabilities, and you want to connect to the SSID mini miner setup and 71E. Is what it says on here. And then once you do that, you can also just scan it with the QR code. It gives you the IP address. So we're going to go ahead and load this up and get this configured solo mining Bitcoin. Real simple, real easy to do. I'm not going to go through the whole step-by-step in this video. I'll link another video down below that walks you through this if you guys are beginners. But let me get this home solo Bitcoin miner hashing away on Bitcoin. All right, here we are over on the dashboard. Braiins OS always is by far the best OS out there with the firmware. Always amazes me, always looks really, really slick. So I've gone ahead and configured this and actually set this up. I already have a home solo Bitcoin node. I absolutely recommend one to anyone who is solo Bitcoin mining at home. Highly recommend it. So taking a look here, we're gonna look over a few things, then we're gonna jump into the good stuff. So over here, some things that I wanted to share with you guys. Under system and mini miner screen, you can see there's a variety of different screens available that you can pick from on here. The screen is actually full touchscreen. I'll show you guys that in just a minute, but you can kind of pick from just a clock, so you can keep this kind of hidden incognito mode. You can also go ahead and put the Bitcoin price on there, your miner's performance, the network's performance, a little bit of everything, or just this fancy looking graph here for the Bitcoin's price with the price of Bitcoin. It is not at 101 right now. Promise, that would be really bad. You can also adjust the brightness and night mode. So you can kind of put it into night mode, makes the screen very, very dark at night if you're just looking to use a clock and such, which is pretty slick. They're always coming out with new firmware updates for this. I just updated mine a few minutes ago. So make sure that you guys do stay on top of that if this is something that you're interested. So right now, talking about performance, I have mine set up for 1.2 terahash. You can come in here and adjust it. Nice thing about Braiins, you can adjust it based off your power targets or hash rate targets. So for this model, I have it set for 1.2 terahash, and we've been mining for just a few minutes at that point. So taking a closer look, you guys most likely have heard of Braiins from all over the place. Not only are they invested and involved in small home solo Bitcoin miners, we also saw the firmware there. You can apply that to a lot of your other big size Bitcoin miners as well, but they are into a lot. And so I highly recommend you come over and check them out over at braiins.com. Not only hardware, not only software, but a variety of different things, even ASIC management. Please go over and check that out. So over on Braiins Store, which is not something I thought I would say very often because I didn't even know they had a store till the last few weeks here, but they got a lot of really cool stuff. Here's the BMM-101. They got sweatshirts. If you guys haven't seen the Ultimate Bitcoin Mining Guide, that is a good one to get as well. They sell some miners as well as a Bitcoin mining glossary. I actually have this one. This one is great. It's good bathroom read if you ever need something out there as well. Immersion miners, hydro miners, and lots of cool swag. So looking at the BMM-101, that's what we have right here. Advertised at 1 terahash at 35 watts. As I said, you could go ahead and adjust that. And it says DB level 40 dB. It should just say 0. Like, you don't hear anything running this thing right now, which is really, really nice. Does run off of wireless, does run off of wired connections as well. Here are those screens that we were talking about earlier, a little bit cleaner of a setup here, which is really, really nice. And I'm waiting for this one right here. You see this block found one? I'm still waiting for this one because that would be absolutely amazing. That would put us in right around $350,000 if we hit a Bitcoin block versus 3.125 Bitcoin. So here is the model available in EU plug and also the US plug. And it comes in about $299. I do have a discount code for Hobbyist. I'll link it down below. Feel free to go ahead and use it. That'll save you guys 10%. And some of those extra funds do come directly back to the channel. So thank you. So what we were talking about before with this model was the fact that something new, something different. Not only is this a Bitcoin miner clock, shows you the price of Bitcoin and the stats, but gotta love communities out there. Over on GitHub, and this has been vetted by the team over at Braiins, the Braiins Mini Miner Hacker Guide. I love this, absolutely love this. So right here, you can see and read a little bit more. They actually have some great info. By accessing the machine, perhaps using a micro SD card and a void Linux Crute, yeah, I think it's Crute environment, you can run games, emulators, web browsers, and even experimental projects like a pruned Bitcoin node, all without modifying the Braiins OS running on the miner. So Braiins let me know that this will not affect or hurt the miner in any way, shape, or form. The miner will keep acting exactly the way it is, and this is kind of a bonus. So not only does this article go through how to set up and run your own solo Bitcoin node on the BMM-101, but you can play old games like Doom and Super Mario on this via the touchscreen, which is absolutely insane. And I love to hear it. It gives me a little nostalgia back to as a kid and some of those games, which I haven't heard Doom in absolutely forever. So I'm going to link this guide directly down below. If you guys do decide to go ahead and pick yourself up a BMM-101, a lot of people use these for, they'll run them at the office, plug it in. Hey, it's a clock. Or it shows me Bitcoin's price. That's kind of how I have it set up back behind me here. But now you could also run a solo Bitcoin node on there for all your other solo miners, which is really convenient. Now, finally, I just got word on this. The team over at Braiins is launching the Braiins Deck. And this is kind of wild. Actually comes out here next month. You can actually pre-order it now if you're interested. But take a look at this. The BMM is awesome, right? Definitely very, very cool. But this is like a whole new level. Got alarms on it. You got the weather on it. Look at this. All these little modules. You see all these modules here on the screen? Check it out. You can just hit shuffle and it puts all, look at it. Clock, hash rate. Oh my word. Like, look at this. This is like an Apple product right here. I'm not going to lie. So kudos to their team for putting this together. This is really, really slick. Look at that. I want one of these on my, I want to get one of these, put it on my desk. I think it would fit perfectly. Super slim design, which I really like that. You can see here, it's not super big. Now, something to keep in mind about this, and I want to be entirely clear about this miner is not a miner. So this is actually called the Braiins Deck. So it is actually a display, which I'm really glad they make that clear here. This is a display that provides all different types of information as a home miner, but it is purely a display. It is not a miner. Really wish it was. Come on now. However, I'll take the BMM as my miner and the deck as a great showpiece. If you guys are interested, you can get it for $249. Plus my discount code will save you guys a few dollars. All right, so here we have it. We are up and hashing. And as you guys can see, you can actually just touch the screen and it swaps between all those different screens. Now, if you guys have stayed this long, you guys are absolutely awesome and you've been patient. So what should we do? Well, let's go ahead and give this away. Once again, huge shout out to the teams over at Braiins for providing us a second BMM 101 to give away in today's video. I will cover all the initial shipping anywhere in the world, but it's going to be up to you guys to cover any import taxes or anything crazy that you may have based off of where you're located. So, all right, hobbyists, how do we go ahead and enter the giveaway? Well, easy. If you guys won one of these, maybe this guy here, comment down below, where would you put it? For me, I put it on my back little workbench hutch setup back behind here. But if you guys won, where do you have in mind? Do you have it by a bedside or a living room side table or on your desk? Leave a comment down below. And in 2 weeks, I will pick one winner and post the winner directly down below in the comments. All right, home miners, that's gonna wrap things up for today's video. A little bit more hash rate, solo mining Bitcoin. I think I'm up to about 35 terahash now. Would definitely encourage you guys to at least run one home solo Bitcoin miner. I think everyone honestly really should. Leave your thoughts and comments directly down below. Don't forget to enter the giveaway, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey everyone, quick announcement that I'm pumped to share with you. I've officially teamed up with the Mining Disrupt crew to help spread the word about one of the biggest crypto mining events of the year. Mining Disrupt 2025 is coming up fast, and this time it's happening in Dallas, Texas. I've personally attended the last 3 years, and I can tell you from experience, if you're serious about mining, this event delivers. Whether you're a home miner just getting started, managing a mid-sized farm, or running a full-scale hosting operation, Mining Disrupt brings the community together under one roof. Expect major hardware launches, inspiring talks from industry leaders, opportunities to meet fellow miners, connect with content creators, and brand new this year, a mining farm tour. Tickets are available right now and use the code HobbyistMiner at checkout for 20% off. Just click the link in the video description or scan the QR code on the screen right now. Listen, I'll be there and I'd love to see you too. Let's make it a week to remember. Mining Disrupt 2025. Here we come.